Welcome everybody. Welcome back to right there, the Shave Den. We're at the Shave Den. We do some devotions, hence we call this Shave Den Devotions. The shave on today is getting ready to take my wife to the Sound of Music in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was her birthday present. And so get a fresh shave on before we leave today and go up there and enjoy the evening together and have some good time as a husband and wife. And after my last video, I got a message from some people who've been watching the videos, which I think is pretty cool. And in that video, they said, hey, Pastor Don, we've got some ideas. We like watching the Shave Den devotions, and we thought about some topics that we'd like to hear you talk about. And I think that's the coolest thing in the world, that people would send me some topics to talk about on Shave Den devotions. And isn't that what a devotion is? It's really over something that's very relevant in your life, and I think that's pretty cool. And one of those topics was unity in marriage, and I thought that'd be good to talk about today, since today my wife and I are going off together for a couple of days. We're going to go up to Grand Rapids, watch the Sound of Music tonight, stay overnight, have some dinner, and just enjoy some time together. But I found that this subject, unity in marriage, is a subject that is very, very relevant and needs to be spoken to, and is relevant to people in marriage from all courses of marriage, whether people are struggling, or whether people have a really good marriage. It doesn't matter. People always want to know about this idea, what it means to be unified in marriage, or to have unity in your marriage, or those type of things. And so we'll talk about that a little bit today. I'm using a different brush today. I like this brush. It's got a lot of backbone, but it does shed a little bit, so you might see a couple of hairs from the brush. That's fine. I'm also using Bigelow from Bath and Body Works. Love this stuff. It's amazing shaving cream. Puts a big, nice lather on your face, and it's got some eucalyptus oil in it, some menthol, and it just really feels good. And my wife, for my birthday, she bought me a Timmer, and I honed this up, and it's got tortoiseshell scales. So Timmer, Bigelow from Bath and Body Works, and just a not very expensive brush at all. And of course, I got that brush in my scuttle, staying warm for when we want to get a fresh lather on our face here in between passes. So let's talk about unity. Everybody wants to be unified in marriage, and I've always said it, and I'll continue to say it. Everybody on planet Earth is affected by me. Not a soul on the earth that isn't affected by marriage. And so this is a very good topic. I talk to couples all the time about marriage. Not only do I teach and share from the scripture on marriage, but I also sit down with couples quite a bit, talk about marriage. Let me tell you what I've discovered about unity in marriage. And that is that the biggest hindrance to being unified or having unity in your marriage is self-centeredness. Let's just talk about that. The focus on marriage in the beginning is, I love this person. I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, And that's a good reason to get married, to look at, what life's going to be like. Think about marriage in that way. Might get a little bleeding there. Just got a little touch from my razor. That thing is sharp. Nice. Let's think about marriage in this sense of unity. How do we gain it? What's the biggest hindrance? And I personally think that the biggest hindrance in marriage and unity is self-centeredness. Initially, we go into marriage because we love a person. We treat them good. We're dating. How can I bless this person? You know, we make sure we've got time to devote to the relationship. We schedule dates, and we buy gifts, and we make that person a priority in our life. And that's all and well, right? Like, it does really good. And when we're together, we dream about the future, you know. As well we should, right? Can't wait to be together, think about each other, dream about the future, serve one another. Just want to bless this person because we love them so much. Right? We love them so much that we just want to bless them. Well, what happens when we get married? I don't know why things change, but oftentimes when we get married, we don't think that way anymore. Our focus switches from serving that person to wanting to be served. When I sit down with couples who are struggling, that's what I hear. You know, I don't feel like they love me anymore. You know, we can't communicate. We don't spend time together. And that's a struggle, isn't it? We find ourselves not experiencing the same unity in our relationship that we did when we were dating, or, you know, what happened? Why isn't that unity there anymore? We don't dream about the future anymore. Well, if marriage switches in your life from serving a person to wanting to be served, and the focus becomes on, instead of blessing someone, the blessings you are not getting, you can never expect to have unity in marriage. So let me share this with you. Think about if you were to change it. I'll challenge you. Between now and the next Shaved In Devotion, if you are a married person, what if you were to take every bit of time and focus on what can I do to bless the person that I'm married? So you got to be married on purpose. You can't be married just to be married. Like, there's got to be a reason. And we forget the biggest reason for being married is to serve another person. Jesus said himself in the scripture, remember this? He said, don't think that the Son of Man came to be served, but to serve and give himself as a ransom for many. Now, my question to us is, what if we were to take that same attitude into marriage? What if we were to say, I didn't get married to be served, but I got married to serve. Now, it sounds counterintuitive because you think, wow, then I'm going to have to give up everything. Not really. Did you have to give up everything when you were dating and you were dreaming about the future together? It wasn't anything you wouldn't sacrifice to be with this person. But all of a sudden we get married, and now that same idea of sacrifice seems to be a duty and something we regret. And then we wonder why we don't have unity in our marriage. Let me encourage you as married people. Don't stop serving each other. At least once a day in your marriage, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Once a day. Find one way to serve your spouse. If you'll do that, right, you'll discover that unity in your marriage will not be something you struggle with. You know, it may take some time because we're not used to living that way. You don't turn something around overnight. But what I can promise you is that it will turn around, right? I've seen it, even in my own marriage. We struggled with the same things all those years ago when we started rebuilding our marriage, and then we decided to have a focus to help people, you know, in their marriages, and to talk about marriage a lot. And that's very, very important. So I'm glad that the question was asked, how can we experience unity in marriage? Because we all want it, but oftentimes we're afraid to ask, how can we experience it? Well, my phone ran out of memory while I was recording there, but I want to finish up this devotion for us. I went ahead and finished up my shave, and it was really, really good. But I want to get back to this question about unity in marriage. I'm glad you care enough to ask. Let me challenge you with this. What if from now on you were to look at your marriage differently? In other words, how about let's be married on purpose? And the purpose of being married is to love and serve someone. It's not to be served. Jesus made that statement. We've come to serve. And what if you were to take the time to be married like you were when you were in love, when you were dating? You look forward to being together. You carved out time together. You made it a important part of your life to make emphasis on the person that you wanted to be with. If your spouse was such a person in your life, you might look at being married completely different, wouldn't you? And this is how you experience unity in marriage. The reason we don't experience that is because we don't place emphasis on each other. And so my challenge to you is this, right? Be married on purpose, okay? And the purpose is to love someone. And in loving someone, you'll find out that you'll receive all the benefits and blessings that you really want in marriage too, because that person is going to be motivated to love you in that same way. And so unity in marriage is very important, and I hope you experience it. And today I hope that this has been something that will challenge you and bless you, and that you'll make it a priority to date your spouse again. Fall in love with them, spend some time together with them, and see what God will do in your marriage. I guarantee you, you'll see it different, and you'll experience the unity you really want. So God bless you. We love you. Thank you for being here at the Shave Den, where we do devotions here. That's why we call it the Shave Den Devotions. Why don't you like the page, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about it. Send them a link if this has helped you. Hopefully it'll help them. And let's see what we can do. And guys, remember, stop shaving with your wife's razor. Get yourself a straight razor. God bless you. We'll see you again on Shave Den Devotions.